Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, so we haven't done one. We were a bit late at doing the other one. Um, so we're doing Beacon 23, episode 3 and 4.
Yeah.
We both had issues in our private lives that have precluded us from doing it, but we're doing it today, so let's get it done. So we're doing 3 and 4 of Beacon 23. I thought 3 was a better episode than.
Yeah. I mean, it depends how you look at it. I think. I think more happened maybe in this one, or and it's a bit more following on from the other two, like a bit more sort of deeper background. Not a lot, but
Yeah.
yeah. Episode 4 was a bit more. Well, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. A bit more sort of in the background, a bit more sort of
4 was
nothing real.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good, but it was it was a bit more sort of cerebral, I suppose you might call it in one way.
We
Whilst other
did.
people might call it boring. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't boring.
I didn't find it boring.
No, I mean he kept the tension up. Anyway, we'll go into episode 3 first,
Yeah,
and so it was. It kind of starts off with LENAHEADEY, Asta and
mm.
Harmony talking about what triggered Halan,
Yeah.
and
They're
they
sort of watching him on the cameras, aren't they? And like,
yeah, and what they mean is he collapsed last time, so they wanted to know why that would happen, and it turns out it's the rocks. We still don't really know what the rocks are about. We know it's like an unknown isotope,
yeah,
an undiscovered isotope, and it seems pretty unstable. I mean, you know all about isotopes, don't you?
not these ones,
Not
but
well,
like,
no,
yeah, but yeah, it doesn't explain what they are or where they come from either.
or if
Like,
they're
because
any good. I
yeah,
mean, not all isotopes are great, are they?
no, but like I don't, it just doesn't explain at all like where they come from. Is there a planet near them? It's
Yeah, the mine. Where did he get them from? I mean, unless it's from an
yeah.
asteroid.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's like a scene later on when you see, he's having flashbacks about being on a mission
Yeah,
and stuff, and I wasn't sure if that was part of it,
that looked like a cave, didn't it?
because yeah, it was like they were sort of on some kind of planet or cave thing, and I don't know, it wasn't particularly clear. But basically, yeah, they're watching him. They're trying to figure out why he's passing out, and then there's a video of him walking, literally just walks past the rocks and just goes, "Dum,"
Yeah,
sort of thing. And
yeah,
they're like, "Oh, it's the rocks, then, isn't it?"
yeah.
Um,
Um, and then Harmony's still trying to talk to Bart to sort his brain out
yeah,
because all of his memories have been shuffled.
shuffled by the people who broke in episode 2, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Um, but he wasn't right in the head anyway.
yeah, we find that
Yeah,
out.
yeah, he was not right in the head.
Yeah, we find
But,
that out, and he has one of his. I think Solomon taught him Shakespeare as part of his voice protocol to make him sound. I
yeah,
would find that a bit annoying, to be honest. You
maybe
know,
it depends. Maybe if you like
hearken,
Shakespeare, yeah,
hearken, wither, and
hearken forsooth, yeah,
so yeah, so
verily, we're all going to
verily,
die.
verily. So yeah. Anywho, but he's a bit weird, but we still, he's obviously not of his right mind, and Harmony's trying to sort that out. And we find out that Asta's necklace looks exactly like the crystal structure of the isotope.
Yeah, so that was weird. It's weird because that was something I didn't understand on the first time round I watched it, and then I was like, "What's that all about?" But
Yeah,
yeah, so she's basically looking at the isotope under a microscope, and like looking at its structure, and it's got a distinctive sort of weird fucking pattern. It's got nothing to do with anything. But like, yeah, she's got a pendant which has exactly the same sort of symbol on it,
yeah.
and it's like, oh, that can't be a coincidence, can it?
Well, no, it seems a bit, yeah, too on the
Yeah.
nose there, doesn't it?
Mm.
Anyway, apparently there's a gravity wave effect machine upstairs that gets you high, so
Yeah.
they go and sit by that. And she says that her mum gave her the necklace, but because she's lied so much, that could we just don't know if that's true or
Yeah.
not.
It's weird.
Um,
She said, did she say that to him or to the AI?
she said it's a him. She said it's a
Yeah.
Halan.
Yeah.
And then they they keep going back to the picture of the lighthouse, which is up in this place where the gravity waves are. And at one point, I thought, has it moved? You
It
know,
did
like,
move. Yeah, but
did it move?
it did move in a previous episode. I'm sure they were up there, but I thought it was due to the fact that he was high because he was sitting against the thing.
Right.
But you did see it move. You saw the wave sort of come around,
Yeah.
but it didn't. It hasn't done it since. It hasn't moved since. I don't think. But
No, because I went back and I thought the guy was pointing a different way because he's
yeah,
pointing to my right or his left.
yeah,
And I thought, well, I know, and I went back and had a look at a couple of other clips, but it hadn't. But yeah, that's interesting because it comes up in episode 4 as well. So I wonder, what's
yeah.
going on there. It might have been the first lighthouse keeper, or it might have been the painting of this in episode 4 of that lady's,
I don't know. What do you mean? What?
because she had it on the wall
Yeah, yeah,
in her gaff. But I mean, it's obviously important because they keep bringing it up.
yeah.
Um,
I suppose. I
Hol-
mean, yeah. I mean, I thought it was just it's a symbol of the beacon is a lighthouse. It's a pretty simple thing like that. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like just the same thing, and so you have to live on your own, and it's like
maybe.
kind of reminder that this has always been done, and it's an important job, and it's lonely, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I just
No, I
think,
don't. I don't think you are. I think it was. I don't. Yeah, I mean, on the surface, it seems like a really obvious thing. It's like, okay, yeah, you live in a lighthouse, and this is what lighthouse people do. But yeah,
yeah,
they keep bringing it up. That's the thing. And then they
mm,
keep talking about it, like, oh,
and
does
keep
that guy?
showing it. And
Yeah,
it's
and
got to
they're
be
like,
4 or 5 times by now.
does the guy know that the wave he's about to get crushed by the wave? But like, I don't think he is going to get crushed by the wave. I think that's
No, I
it
think
just looked
it
like
get a bit wet,
yeah, but that's kind of that's why probably they took the photo. It's like
and it might be a good idea to get back inside and close the door.
yeah, at that
But
point, but like
other than that, yeah, I think he's all right.
that's
Yeah,
yeah, but that's what they're built to withstand that, aren't they?
yeah.
So maybe yeah, I don't know.
Hulu. Anyway, so Harmony's having a word with Bart, and then we find out that Halan actually didn't kill Solomon.
Yeah,
And she said it was it was an accident sort of thing. It was it's obvious, and he keeps going on about it, and I think we find out why he's saying it in episode 4.
okay.
It's like a kind of projection thing.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Anyway, we'll get to that. Oh, and then a woman turns up,
Yeah,
Coley.
another a woman just sort of like sneaking around. So yeah, didn't fucking straight away. You're like, who's that? Because yeah, Halan just sort of stumbles into someone
Yeah,
who just never show. We didn't even hear their shit coming or anything. They're just sort of like they're just there in a
yeah,
weird fucking outfit. Start fighting with Halan, and it turns out has to recognise her. He says, "Oh, stop it, you two," you know. And it's just this woman who turns out to sort of be her sort of on and off partner,
yeah.
sort of
I
girlfriend
mean,
sort of thing. It's like, and she's
I
pretty horrible.
she's
Yeah,
fucking horrible.
yeah, she's just
Yeah,
horrible, horrible to Bart, horrible to everyone, horrible to Halan. She even makes some kind of derogatory comment about the lighthouse keeper in the picture, doesn't she? Because she mentions it. She says,
yeah,
"Look at that little man." Sort of like she's just got this. It's weird. She's just
yeah.
horrible from the get go.
I don't know how you keep that up, being horrible all the time. I mean, it's
Yeah,
24/7, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. And
I
then
mean,
even
I know they wanted her to be sort of like, I mean, it's part of keeping the tension up, isn't it?
yeah,
Who's this horrible person? And they could probably have cut the fight scene out because I
yeah,
wasn't really
didn't need to.
buying that anyway.
No,
Even though she's got a super suit on, which looked like I made, um,
yeah,
that
Yeah,
Like,
that hat was a bit stupid.
Halen's a soldier and he's a guy, you know. So I know she's supposed to be super good at like fighting and stuff, but even so, I wasn't really buying that. But I mean, obviously they put it in because they wanted it to have tension between her and him. But I mean, she was horrible enough for that anyway. You know,
Yeah,
like everything she said was like a put down or
yeah,
uh,
about everyone, about
y-
everything. Yeah,
yeah, just a horrible woman. Yeah.
and she's
Um,
sort of like supposedly from the Interstellar Space Authority.
Yeah, she says that, and I so I get
But
mixed up with this ISA QCA bollocks.
that's what I've got written down as well, because she does actually say, I think Asta introduces her. Oh, she's from the ISA, but
Mm.
then later on she talks about QTA, and I think you're right. I got a feeling that was either they were trying to say one thing but mean another, but or they've literally got it mixed up in the script because it didn't make a lot of sense.
Well,
In fact, I still
ISA
don't. Yeah,
stands for Interstellar Space Agency because
yeah,
Coley says that later. So I don't know if like QCA is a like a contractor for ISA because that's what it seems to be.
yeah, possibly. It doesn't. It didn't explain it. I couldn't actually find anything about it either.
I really, yeah, I was going
Yeah,
to look it up, but I didn't. But anyway, yeah. So turns out she's Asta's boss, and they're having like an on-off affair sort of thing. Which is a bit unprofessional.
yeah, certainly
Um,
is.
yeah, and anyway, yeah, I want to know how you would go about having sex with that lady. If she's that horrible all the time.
I don't know.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's weird, isn't it? It's a bit like.
Yeah,
I mean, it's strange because, like, yeah, Asta sort of kind of puts up with it, and even joins in taking the piss out of Halan at one point because she fucks with Bart's voice, that she turns Bart's voice back on, doesn't she? Because he turned
yeah.
it off because
Oh,
it like
that's right. She's digging into Halen's
yeah.
background. Yeah.
So he comes up there and has a go at them both and
Mm.
says, you know, even though he doesn't even fucking really work there, does he? So, but they're just both sort of half pissed from sitting against this machine. And they're just both sort of like laughing at him and making fun of him. And he just fucking looks right pissed off and goes,
Yeah.
fine, whatever. So, like, so yeah. And then they just literally have sex on the floor, sort of in front of him, sort of thing almost. Well, he's walked off at this point. But like, it's kind of just like a
Didn't
right
hang
piss,
around.
just the right piss take, really. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, go on, fuck off.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like, I mean, it's Asta sort of seems suspicious that, because she's suspicious about the fact that she's the only one that survived the crash of the ship.
Yeah. Well, it does seem a little bit odd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I knew right from the beginning it seemed a bit weird that she would be the only survivor and she was going there, whereas the ship wasn't going there, or some shit. Um, and like, I think she says to her about it. Oh, she says to her, yeah, she didn't know. She didn't know the ship was going to crash. Didn't know the beacon was malfunctioning or something.
Yeah.
Um, but then later on, she says, "Well, yeah, we did know. The whole thing was literally sacrificed. You know, sort of. Yeah, they knew it was going to crash. They engineered the crash so that you would get there or something. But still don't understand why. Why
Yeah.
would you do that?
Couldn't they just sent another ship and not killed a
Yeah,
bunch of people?
I didn't
You
understand.
know,
I still don't understand.
because she was
Um,
going there for the minerals anyway. That part of her mission didn't change.
yeah, I didn't understand.
Or maybe they didn't want any witnesses. But even, I don't know. But if you just got a pilot, a shuttle, and
Yeah,
herself.
it didn't
Um,
make any sense, I must
yeah.
say. I mean, I still don't know why those wrecker people were there. Really, you know what I mean? It was like that
Mm,
we're in the, um, but like Halen's having more flashbacks because Coley is like just being horrible to him, saying that because you're a deserter, you're a coward, and she's proper like trying to make him feel bad just for fun, sort of thing.
yeah, I think she's a bit jealous of him, isn't she? That's the inference.
Well,
Um,
yeah, that he's spending time with Asta, sort of thing.
And they seem
Yeah,
to be getting on. They've got an
yeah,
easier relationship because they're both not complete arseholes.
yeah. They seem to be sort of bonding a little bit, So she's just being a total arsehole about it. But Halen's having, she says all that, and he has flashbacks, and then she digs up his file and says, "You fucking left your people to die on this fucking planet or
Yeah, I'm
something."
not buying that.
Yeah, and he's like, he doesn't really remember it, and then he kind of does remember it, and then they show him pictures of his friends, and he's having flashbacks. But then she says something like, you know, like that star system where he was fucking like ridiculously far away.
Yeah.
It would have taken fucking years for him to get here, but apparently he's only been AWOL for this many months. So how does that work out? There was some discrepancy with like
Ooh.
how he could have possibly been there and got here, and where's he's been. There was some discrepancy like this with about
Maybe a time portal or the thing in the nebula sped him
yeah,
up or
dark
something.
matter, yeah, or something
Yeah.
to do with the rocks. Obviously, have transported him somewhere. I don't know. It's completely, but there was some. They did mention something about that, like his presence
Well
is
spotted. I missed that. Yeah.
sort of unexplained. But again, I'm just too stupid to understand unless that's really
Well, we
obvious
haven't
to
had enough
anyone.
information yet, have we? So
No, again, I haven't read the story, so I don't know. Um, but yeah, basically, Coley sort of says to Asta, yeah, the whole thing was just a plot. The company did that on purpose. And then drugs her. She said like slaps a derm on her to drug her, and she goes off to fucking kill Halan.
yeah.
Like just to take him out, and we still don't really know. Well, obviously she don't like him. I don't think she likes many people, to be fair. Certainly
No.
not
Well,
male
no
lighthouse
one likes her,
keepers.
that's for sure.
Yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
horrible.
Mm.
But yeah, she's about to kill him, and fucking Asta stabs her in the liver. Which
Yeah.
how she knew that, I don't know, because she
I don't know
says
where my liver is. I think
she
it's
says
somewhere around here,
you
but
stabbed me in the liver,
yeah.
and
It's unusual choice of phrase.
yeah, ow, you stabbed me in the liver.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she does,
You've
and she's like,
stabbed me in the left ventricle.
yeah. But then she's like, you need to help me, and Asta just doesn't help her. And then like she asks for Harmony, the AI, to help her, and she's got a problem with AI, which
Yeah.
I think is another top. I mean, this is what this show's about. I think
Yeah.
you
Seems
know,
like. Well, it's
all
definitely
about
one of the
it's
threads,
all
isn't
about
it?
AI. Yeah, so she's like, she wouldn't even speak to the AI to determine, whether like Asta was alive or anything like that, because she says she doesn't like them. But then, her last words were like, Harmony, help me, something like that. But no,
Harmony
Harmony,
was there like that.
yeah, fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that was pretty terrible. But I mean, I'm glad she's dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
so like she stabs her in the liver. We all know that, and you think she's going to help her because Asta sort of comes and hugs her from behind, and then you see that she's putting her
Oh
into
yeah,
like a neck lock or
finishes
whatever you
her
call
off.
that. Yeah, I mean, and strangles her. So
Yeah, I forgot.
yeah,
Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, so, yeah. So she fucking
she looked a bit. I mean, Asta doesn't look like a psychopath. She looked like she was a little bit upset,
a bit.
but
Yeah,
she had to go. Let's face it.
but she had been obviously been betrayed. But then we still don't really know who by or why.
Well, I wouldn't trust somebody after that.
No.
Yeah, no, you let the company blow me up. I mean, she could
Yeah,
have easily got killed.
or killed all those people on that ship, made
Mm,
sure that she would survive.
yeah,
Why? But yeah, we still don't know why they would do it in such a weird, roundabout sort of
she's like
way.
female Hitler. She's
Yeah,
horrible. Yeah.
horrible. Yeah, I don't like her at all.
Anywho, so that was,
Yeah,
and I thought that was quite good. We got a few things. Did we find anything out about the weird thing in the nebula this time? The
no,
necklace is important. Um,
yeah,
I noticed the music because the first time I watched this episode, it, like I didn't really like it, because it was I felt it was all a bit choppy and stuff like that. And then I realised the music as well wasn't really helping because they've made the music sort of very dark and dour, and they've
Um,
sort of they've made it on the sounds of a ship creaking, you know, like an old
right.
galleon. So it's got like a lot of strings in it, where you know,
I didn't notice that. That's good. Maybe that's to do with the whole feeling of it being
being a
the lighthouse, the
lighthouse.
sort of,
Yeah, no, it's
you
well
know.
done, but I just thought, oh, it's
Weird.
the
I didn't know.
music that's kind of like making me uneasy. So it's obviously good music. Um,
Oh,
I don't think we found anything else more about the, you know, the dark matter.
no, they didn't mention
No.
it at all. I don't think.
So there's that. I think we were basically still a bit of a foreshadowing with Bart. What are we going to find out from him because his brain's still not working.
Mm.
But other than that, yeah. So anyway, yeah, episode 4.
So at this point, do we? So just before we get into that one, at this point, do we know who killed Solomon? Because it's still kind of like Halan didn't. Well, we don't think Halan did it, so we
No.
presume Bart did it.
Well,
But
Harmony's not really sort of on anyone's side. I mean, she's got obviously she's with Asta, you know what I
yeah,
mean? But she's got no reason to lie for him. Do you know what I mean? So she said it was a complete accident. So maybe an explosion or something, you
yeah.
know. Um, so we really don't know, but she said it was an accident and he's definitely not. And I don't buy that he was a deserter in the army either because he didn't seem particularly cowardly in
He
episode
just doesn't.
2.
Yeah, he just doesn't remember, does he?
No,
But
and
it's
if the
all.
company wanted to get rid of somebody, so like they went on some mission that he can't remember and they found something really important and he was the only one to escape, they are going to tar him as, you know,
Yeah,
as a coward or whatever, so they could everybody in the universe be on the lookout for him, you know, and be against him sort of thing. So yeah, I'm not buying that. He hasn't shown that he's a coward or anything, you know. So
yeah,
yeah, so I don't think we found anything more about who killed Solomon. There's quite a lot of mystery still. We don't know
yeah.
what the rocks do. We don't know about the dark matter. We don't know, and then we find out in episode 4 there's something else, isn't there, in this
Yeah.
area. So do you want to start this one?
Yeah. So it basically starts off and it says 180 years earlier.
Yeah,
So
backstory.
the whole episode doesn't feature Halan or Asta at all.
No.
And there's basically only 3 characters in it, 4 depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's basically a woman living up there called Sophie, and she's kind of like an sort of old woman, um, and she's sort of just living there on her own, sitting around reading books, sort of
Yeah.
decorated the place.
Yeah, it starts, yeah, because she seems like she's really content. She's got like a
Yeah,
sewing machine there, a loom, and
yeah, fucking loom,
I know,
a whole
right?
loom. I thought,
Yeah.
is that important? It's
Um,
like
but anyway, yeah, so she's got the place decked out quite nicely. You know, it's comfortable.
all a bit hippie-ish, yeah, sort of quite
Yeah,
sort of froze and stuff everywhere, and that's
cushions.
yeah. She's all fucking walking around like some fucking old hippie.
Mm,
It looks kind of okay. It's kind of nice
yeah.
sitting around reading books all day.
And a
You know,
very nervous man's in the lift, and he seems to be shitting himself really because he's had a lot of stims or some kind of drug because he's got an AI called Hope, and she gives him, you know,
oh,
drugs.
this I know you're talking about the yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, so
but
he's just turned up. So he doesn't actually live there. He doesn't
no.
work there or anything. So he's literally just turned up, and she doesn't get visitors or anything.
Mm,
But yeah, like you say, he's acting proper, like sort of scared,
yeah.
like nervous, like he's
So you know he's not there as a what he's going to say is he's up to something
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, it turns out he's the CEO of the company.
Yeah. Is he?
Um,
I didn't actually realise that. I knew he
yeah,
was sort of like, not a repairman, which is what he said he was.
yeah. He tells her that he's a plumber sort of thing, and she's quite wary of him. But anyway, she lets him in, and he goes and has a look at some bit of machinery, and she tries to have a chat with him. And she's a bit annoyed that he's there, and it becomes apparent that she's been treating Bart, the AI. So Bart's 180 years old plus, and he's acting as a son, as a young son,
Yeah.
to this woman. So you think she's a
Calls her
little bit
mom.
mental.
He calls her mom, doesn't he, Bart? Yeah.
Yeah, and she goes to tell him to take a nap and go and lie down, and
Yeah.
you know,
And it's weird because like she mentions a couple of times in this that she has children, grown up children, like they never come to visit her. They're off doing whatever they want and stuff. So so but she seems okay with it. But like
yeah,
obviously, clearly not if she's got some surrogate child that they're
yeah.
being cool. It's like so all is not really quite well with her. I don't think.
No, that's when you think, oh, maybe she's gone a little bit nutty.
Yeah.
Um, and he turns out he's a little bit nutty as well because he's like obsessed with all the things that she's changed on the lighthouse. Like there's thousands of violations of what
Yeah.
she's been up to. Um, he talks about, but she's been given like these really good reports, and she's like an excellent, employee and stuff like that. And but that's what he's annoyed about. So he's a CEO just coming to check up on her, really, and
Mm.
he's finding all these violations. And
Yeah, he starts ripping down the hangings and stuff, doesn't he? At
yeah,
some
he
point.
goes a bit. Oh, he poisons her.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he makes an offer. They have a little bit of a chat. She tries to find out more about him, and it turns out he's got daughters that don't see him, and she's got sons who don't see her. And he makes a gift of this like really rare material, and also he gives her a
Oh,
box
yeah.
of this. Yeah, yeah, the silver stuff that he gives, and she touches, and that knocks her out.
Yeah.
So he's poisoned the material because she goes, ooh, and that knocks her out. And he goes down and tries to get into Bart's head
Mm.
about what's been going on, and he's still annoyed. Anyway, Bart makes this really amazing. It looks like a piece of sushi, and then it comes,
Oh, yeah.
and then like this crystal dragonfly thing comes out of it, goes up her nose, and brings her back with a stimulant, which I thought
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah, it's weird because I saw that twice and I didn't really understand what the hell that was all about.
Yeah, well,
You
it's a
know?
3D printer, isn't it? He's got
Yeah.
you can make drugs and stuff in. So
Why didn't he just make the crystal thing rather than putting it inside a bit of fish
I don't
first?
know, bit of
Weird.
sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless maybe it was just like it's hidden in the program, like, as a sort of backup thing. So, but in order to, they probably check what sort of things you can print on that printer. You can probably only make pre-approved items. So in
Right.
order to hide it in there, they disguised the code as mainly sushi. I don't know. Do you
I
know what I
don't
mean?
know. I thought it was a really nice bit of
It was weird. Yeah, it was interesting. I
yeah.
did notice, but like I said, I noticed it twice, and I was like, what?
I thought
Sort of
rather
made me
than going
go,
up my nose,
what?
it was going to like inject her, like his nose would
Yeah,
be like a hypodermic or something.
yeah,
But
man. You wouldn't want to be woken up by something crawling up your nose. That's like a fucking nightmare, isn't it?
oh, fucking
Like,
crystal thing. Yeah,
you
especially an
know what I
insect.
mean?
Ugh. Yeah.
Shit.
I've
Yeah,
written
man.
down artifact here, but I don't know if we find that out yet. Oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, we do, because he's talking to Bart and he says someone came here and visited a few years ago.
hmm.
Can you tell me about that? And it's I think he talks about it as the artifact. Um, and then
Yeah,
I've made a few notes, but I haven't gone bananas.
yeah,
Yeah, something visited. Beacon 23 a few years ago. And also I noticed that Bart's voice is a lot younger. He's like a kid, you know, like a 15-year-old or something,
Yeah.
rather than I think his voice is slightly older now. But so this
But
is, we
yeah.
find out that there is an artifact out there. And so I've written sushi, and there's so
Yeah.
right, yeah. So she anyway, she confronts him because he's been a dick, you know, tried to poison her and that, and they have a chat, and she's really good, like she's really compassionate towards him, and it sort of brings him
Yeah.
round, and
I
they
mean,
seem to,
especially they're both sort of lonely, aren't they?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Right.
they're both in similar sort of situations, and and they seem like they're getting on, and they talk about the first beacon keeper saw the artifact, and she said, "Oh, you know," because she asked him, why are you here?" You know, and she said, "It's just a lost comet," you know,
Oh.
and he said, "No, it's a vessel." And she goes, "Well, what do you want?" And he says that the engine, he thinks that the engine of this vessel is like a new energy source, and he can use it to as an event horizon between the physical and the metaphysical.
Right.
Bit of a
No.
stretch. I mean, he hasn't seen it, doesn't know anything about
No.
it, but
So yeah, I mean, again, there was part of me that is thinking that that the beacon is probably just living inside a fucking computer somewhere, and that none of these people are sort of
mm,
real. That it's a way to sort of.
keep them going.
I was reading about this, read a book about this called Diaspora by Greg Egan. I don't know, which is about that in the future when resources are so scarce because people need food and water and stuff. If you just digitize people, then they won't need any of that. So it's a way for species, advanced species, to live on their planets, or even just to send them out into space in something the size of a bus, and you could have the whole
Yeah.
population in there. And which is probably why when we look out into the universe, we don't see any aliens, because like we're all wondering where they all are, because they should be if there's
Is
so
that a
many.
dark forest theory?
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's Fermi's paradox or something,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
but it's
yeah.
a way to sort of like you wouldn't notice it would be undistinguishable from reality, but you just wouldn't take up any resources. So the universe could actually be teeming with life, but it's all just been digitized, and it may just be, a something you have to do as a species in order to survive.
I don't think they can map
Yeah.
brains to computers. Not now, anyway.
Oh
I d-
no, no. But I
and,
mean, I don't
and
know. That's kind of what I thought about this. Is it's like so you would it's a way of sort of saving your species, evolving. It's like it's a natural part of evolution, is you would have to just digitize yourself
well, that would
in
make
order to
everybody
survive.
immortal, wouldn't it? And I
Yeah.
thought about this because he's a billionaire. And I read a book recently called "Survival of the Richest," and it's not a fiction. It's non-fiction, and it's about this guy who was consulted by these billionaires, and he's what he came away with was that all these billionaires, you think they'd be, you know, you wonder why they don't sort of cure cancer and, you know, do something brilliant for the earth, or, you know, get rid of poverty, or and all the rest of it, you know, food for everybody. Um, but they're all obsessed with like immortality. And I
Yeah.
thought that kind of tracks with this guy because he's a billionaire. And she said it's not. She disagreed and said that it would destroy the human race. And I think she's kind of right. I don't think you
Hmm.
can digitize, you know, the way you feel and you
Yeah.
know,
Unless part of the process of being transcended into that thing was not letting you know that you were immortal. Do you know what I mean? So you would think you were living a normal life. Which
yeah,
I mean, so it could be explain the reason why they're all kind of like fucked in the head, because like
yeah.
they're all being messed with. I mean, I don't know. That's just I mean, I could be
Oh, you
totally
mean like
barking
this
up.
whole thing's a simulation? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like, so not letting them know it's a simulation inside it. I mean, I could be wrong about this, but it's
Ah,
just,
that's an interesting theory.
you
Yeah,
know,
I
I
didn't think
mean,
of it
it
actually.
turns out none of it's real, and they're all just in a
I hope
fucking
they don't do
computer
that. I
somewhere.
hate it when they do that.
I mean, if they do it in an interesting way, it'd be interesting. But like, what's the point of it? And were they real originally, and they've been digitized,
Yeah,
or something like that? Because I mean, that would explain why Halan survived. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
I could be wrong. If you,
Anywho, she has this chat with him, so he talks
mm,
about this artifact, and he's interested in the engine and the power source for the engine because it might, be free energy or a new kind of energy, and um, the bridge between the physical and metaphysical. And she says, "No, I think you'd ruin it, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you leave it and come stay here with me?" And they seem to be getting on. It doesn't seem rushed at all, actually. They did it
yeah,
really well, and it's beautifully acted
yeah,
by
they're both
both.
very
But
good.
yeah, they did a fantastic job. It's Barbara Hershey, isn't it?
Yeah, I
And
don't
Eric.
know where I know her from. But I mean, I've
She
seen her.
was in Ninth Gate.
Oh, so she was.
Yeah, yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, she gets better with time. She's brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's so good. And the other guy's Eric Payne. Is it Payne? I wrote it down somewhere.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
he was great. Anyway, both of them are
He
really
was
good.
good.
Oh
Yeah,
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 so it seemed natural that that they would, and you think, oh, they might have a nice little life, him going out on little visits to this artifact. She got, make him some trousers or something.
yeah,
And I thought that'd be nice. And anyway, he goes, "No, I'm not worth it," because he's obviously feels bad about poisoning her and being a dick.
being a
And
twat. Yeah,
and he walks off. And I thought, and then she goes after him. And I thought, if she hadn't gone after him, she might not know what happens next. And he goes into the airlock to go, and she, don't go, blah blah blah.
yeah,
And the door shuts, and Bart vents all the oxygen out and kills him. And
yeah,
she's like, for fuck's sake, stop it, and all this is wrong. And but if she hadn't gone up after him, she might not have known that her son is a murderous bastard. And anyway, he dies, and just before he dies, he says something to his AI, Hope. Can you do the thing? And she goes, "Is it time?" He goes, "Yeah," and then he dies. Barbara Hare, she's really upset, and because it like Bart now is the murderous bastard. So this is why I'm
yeah,
thinking he's getting all of his memories mixed up, and he's projecting. He's saying that Halen's the murderer when he is the murderer, and he did kill somebody horribly, really,
yeah,
and he can't be trusted. And it sort of ends with her not talking to him. Oh, and then Pavel turns up, which is, I want to call him Melon now. Is it
oh yeah,
Malone?
Milan or something.
Milan or something. Um, so an AI turns up and it's Melon, but his name's now Pavel, and he says, we can still have this life together. And she's like,
Yeah,
no, it's not the same. And I
so
don't blame her.
yeah, so it's the guy Bart killed basically, and that was what he said to the AI, do the thing. So he
Yeah.
digitized himself somehow, but he's not correct.
No, he's different.
He's lost all
Yeah.
his humanity. He seems really kind of like
Robotic.
we're robotic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
And she says to him, which I think was important, oh, before he dies, he sees this like glowy, before Melon dies, um, he sees all of this glowy gold stuff, and he says, "Oh, I can see
yeah,
it." And a bit later, and then he dies, and then the AI turns up, and she goes, "No, thanks." And she says to him, "If this is ridiculous, because only humans can perceive this artifact." So,
Oh,
because Bart's never seen it, the AI can't see it. So, although he's transferred his consciousness into this AI, he's never going to see it because he's an AI.
right.
So that's
I kind of missed
interesting.
that.
Yeah. Well,
There's a lot I missed in this episode, but
then you think, well, what's going to happen now? And I thought she's going to leave. I mean, why would you want to stay there? But she just puts her earphones on and ignores him, and that's as far as we know as it goes. And
yeah.
she's
So he's just there. Is he just sort of stays there and
no, Malone goes. Well,
yeah.
Bart says he's gone, but I mean, who knows? He could still be there
He could be like inside,
inside
modern
the.
Bart. I mean, I was thinking at one point, okay, well, maybe he's transferred himself into Bart, and that's why Bart is fucking up in the future time. Or,
Yeah, that's
with,
interesting.
but then I don't, Bart was obviously nuts already, so that probably doesn't ring true. That
Well, no, if he's murdering people, yeah, he's not right in the head, and pretending to be a
yeah.
little boy, which is probably Sophie's fault, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's probably must have made him like that. I mean, it's just an AI.
Yeah,
It's just kind of I mean, that's basically what the show is about, though, isn't it? It's about artificial intelligence. It's got to be. It's got to be the central, and about reality, perhaps.
yeah,
So it seems to me that's got to be the main thing of the show. If it turns out, oh, they just found some rocks and they make people crazy, it's kind of a bit shit. I think there's more.
mm.
I think it's all sort
Well,
of
there's a lot there to
symbolic.
make you crazy. I mean,
Mm.
isolation is one,
Yeah,
for humans anyway. The fact that he's been running for over 180 years,
yeah,
corruption and all that, files and things, um, his program has been fucked with.
yeah. Several times it seems like.
Yeah. Um, I mean, he's got the Shakespeare thing going on. He's going, I'm a little boy and I've
Yeah.
murdered people and I'm blaming other people for it. So, yeah, he's obviously batshit. Um,
Yeah, I don't trust Harmony either. There's something not quite right there. Who does she really represent?
right.
It's like,
I mean, they said she's a personal AI of Aster's, but
yeah,
do you think like maybe the company have got in there
yeah,
somehow?
exactly. Because I mean, it's weird because we think what a personal AI would be like is probably what we think of now, of
Hmm.
like having a nice Chat GPT assistant that you can just, speak to and book your plane tickets for you and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, it's just a tool, but like we don't know how much these things are sort of interconnected, or you know it could be sold to you as an personal assistant, but in actual fact it's working for fucking Google or something. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, or is it, are they all living in some kind of unreality, and they're the sort of monitors from people outside watching in, like
Yeah.
is that, are they the sort of bridge thing? I don't know. It's interesting.
I mean, we've got
It,
quite a few mysteries.
yeah, I mean, lots of people coming and going. That's the thing at every episode.
Yeah.
So in episode, because it was just the two of them and Bart,
Yeah, it's like
and then
Piccadilly Circus, isn't it?
yeah, and then all of a sudden, like another six people turn up and they're all dead. And one of them left, the young kid, and then we get a girlfriend turns up, she's dead.
Yeah.
We get these two new people turn up and like, don't know where the fuck they are now, but presumed dead. Another, one guy does die in this episode. So it's like someone dies in every single episode. So yeah, and I've absolutely no fucking idea. I still don't really know what Asta's up to. I don't think she really knows. you know, I
No.
don't think she
We've
really
got the
knows.
mysterious rocks. We've got the mysterious dark matter. We've got the mysterious artifacts.
Yeah,
We've got the mysterious AIs. We don't know what's going on with them.
yeah,
So there's quite a lot of mystery still. Is there
yeah.
anything
Absolutely,
else?
it's all still mystery. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
again the light, the photo of the lighthouse. It's like,
Solomon's death.
yeah. I still don't really quite kind of understand any of it. I must say, I mean, I'm enjoying it and I'm intrigued now, especially after episode 4. I'm more intrigued by what's
Yeah.
going on, because I was kind of like, after the second episode, or even the third one, I was a bit like, is this show a bit shit? You know, I kind of had this thought that it's like I really want to like this a lot,
Yeah,
but
I
is
know.
it
I had the
actually a
same
bit?
sort of feeling.
Is it a bit shit? Like they just every episode, new people turn up. You don't get time to know them, and then they get killed off.
Yeah,
And then there's just lots of scenes of people sitting up there, get basically, you know, the equivalent of smoking a joint together, leaning up against this thing,
yeah,
sort of talking bollocks, you know. And I was like, is this, yeah, is it? And I wasn't sure. But then the fourth episode was a real surprise.
yeah,
And it's weird because I think I sent you a message after the first time I watched it saying it, I thought it was amazing,
yeah,
which I did. And then I watched it again and I was like, and now I'm even more confused. But like, it was just a total, I don't know, it was very different,
yeah,
but it really kind of, I don't know, it's put the other three episodes into more of a perspective. You know, like you're not just looking at them. It's not just a character study of two people stuck
yeah.
on an ice. You know, there's like more to it.
I was getting
Um,
Blake Seven vibes,
oh,
and
Blake,
and
yeah,
I thought, well, maybe it was based on a short story, like short stories of the, sort of Beacon 23, and it was just like a book of short stories, because that's what it started feeling like.
might very well be. I know that's what he. I don't know if he wrote that as an entire story or whether it's just. I mean, the same way he did Silo. Silo was based on a whole book series, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, but I mean, like short stories,
yeah,
as in, because this one, I mean, this is like a standalone episode. You could,
yeah,
and it's enjoyable, whatever.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I did have the first two episodes were like all right, and I got the Blake Seven vibes in episode two, um,
yeah,
and then episode three happened, and I don't know, it was like the way I was watching it, or I was in a weird state of mind, but it just felt really choppy.
yeah.
And then I watched it again and I thought, no, it's all right. And then you said about the fourth one, I was like, oh, really excited because I thought it was going to be amazing, and it was good. I did
Yeah,
enjoy it, and both those actors who did a fantastic job. I thought they were really good, just so natural.
yeah. But I'm thinking, I see, I know what you mean now when you said about your like little standalone short stories. Yeah, so it's basically like the Beacon and Bart are the only constants,
Yeah,
sort of thing. And effectively, it's just like little
yeah,
standalone
like Cat's
plays.
Eye or something.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now. I hope it's not like that. I
No,
mean,
me either. I
or,
would
or
like it to
maybe,
be a full,
or do,
a
or
full
do,
story. Of,
yeah, or do I? I don't know.
I mean, we've
Um,
got plenty to be getting on with. We've got loads of mysteries to solve.
I think if you're going to talk about AI and stuff, you know, which they've probably done that because it's, you know, it's about to change the
Yeah,
world, you know,
everyone's
all the
really
ads.
scared about it, and initially I thought,
Yeah,
oh, because I've seen Terminator and everything, and
yeah.
but like I think it's really good. I'm really excited to see what it can get up to. I
I think it's, yeah, well, it's an inevitability, I think, you know,
Yeah,
but I think
yeah.
that's, you know, again,
None of us can stop the times. Bob Marley
yeah,
said that.
is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew all about it.
Yeah, well, I think
He
he was
knew
going on
what was
about
coming,
nuclear war, but he was just
probably.
saying, what can we do about it, sort of thing.
But
Yeah,
yeah, it's true. I mean, the problem is, it's like, it's how it all gets, you know, corrupted and stuff like that. Because I'm even like Chat GPT,
mm,
it is moderated. Do you know what I mean? What it
heavily.
says,
Yeah,
yeah, like if you ask it certain questions, it'll say, "I'm sorry that you know we can't talk about that," sort of thing,
sorry, Dave.
or it'll give you an answer saying, "Well, the answer sort of yes, but we have to remember that some people don't think that way." Or something like that, and that we have to be mindful of people's feelings. And you're like, "What are you talking about? I'm asking you for facts." You know,
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I
sorry, Dave.
can't do that, Dave.
I'm sorry yeah, Google won't let me do that, Dave. Um, that's the problem. You know what I mean? That's the problem. If like, I mean, because it's you got it's only based on what we already know, like human knowledge. That's text based. These are all large language models, so it only goes on what it can read.
Yeah.
So, but you know, that's not the whole of reality. Do you know what I mean? So it's
It'd be
like,
nice if you could put all that information together and make a time machine or something.
Yeah, make a time machine. It would just say, no, it's not possible. Or maybe it will be.
Cure
You know,
cancer,
I
something.
can't talk about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's the idea, is that there's research out there that, it's just been forgotten about and people don't understand its relevance. But because the AI's read everything, it will be able to go, well, actually, this could work, although no one really talks about it, and everyone's going to go, fuck, yeah, that's
Yeah.
so making those connections
Mm,
for us, that's great.
that would
And
be
why not?
awesome.
Yeah, why not? It's like, ultimately, it doesn't matter. It's going to end up with, like, one thing is like the culture, in the Ian M. Banks book, where the AIs basically just do everything. They effectively are humanity,
Yeah.
kind of, and we're just kind of like pets. But
Yeah.
like they all live very cool lives, if you like, But like effectively, you're their not slaves, because they don't really ask you to do anything. They just sort of look after you
Yeah.
as pets, sort of, But like, but basically, they do everything, Like they've got their own fucking agenda that has fuck all really to do with us,
Mm,
It's sort of metaphysical, sort of thing like that. So it could end up like that, and I think most people will be fine with that.
yeah.
I think we want to have overlords as long as we can sort of like get drunk and you know get drunk and live a long time and not be ill. I think that's basically, I think most of humanity would actually be fine with that.
Utopia.
Yeah. But I think, but even in those culture novels, people do they just do what they like. There's no
Yeah.
restrictions to their life at all, and it's like again post scarcity. There's no want for resources ever, you know. But yeah, I'm a fan of
Yeah.
AI so far, but
Yeah.
I want it to be a bit. But it's all about how it's getting sort of commercialized, because the ChatGPT thing is, it's free, the free version. There are other versions that are free, you
Everything
know,
costs, doesn't it?
but it
Yeah.
will cost. I mean, I've got the GPT-4 and I pay for that because
Mm,
it's just great. It's just really helpful. But like, what's going to happen after that?
mm,
They're going to get the money from somewhere.
yeah.
Because if these people are only interested in money, then they're going to, anything you do is going to have a fucking cost attached to it. You know, if you use it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus, where are we going to put all the servers? Because like, you know, where they store data and stuff like that. That's like a huge sort of thing at the moment, because it takes massive amounts of power and cooling to put these things. Like we're going to have
Oh, I
to
saw something about that.
cover the whole planet in them. Data storage.
Yeah, data
So I just
storage. They
go
were
off on a
gonna.
mental rant there.
They were gonna put one underwater somewhere
Yeah,
because it's got natural. It's obviously. But if I mean, if a server
no,
went down, how the fuck would you fix it? That's the only thing.
you probably have some people living under there, or robots to do
No,
it
I
for
mean like
you.
literally in the water,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
to
I know.
to
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, they'd have little fans on to get the hot water away from the. You know what
yeah.
I mean? To keep them cool.
But then
Oh,
again, it's like it's just another way of fucking heating up the oceans, isn't it? Because like the more and more you put
yeah,
in there, because they do give off staggering amounts of fucking heat.
yeah, they
A lot
do.
more than
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that would fuck things up.
But
Yeah,
then it's all about capturing that heat, isn't it? I mean, just capture the heat, don't you? Capture the
just
heat.
just just capture it.
Just capture it, turn it into energy. Why not?
Mm.
That's what it's for, isn't it? Ask the AI to figure that out. How do we capture that fucking energy and turn it into fucking, store it in batteries? And we're all laughing.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? We can literally turn the temperature down on the whole planet a bit. Be cool.
yeah,
Why not?
that's a really good idea.
You could do,
How
yeah.
big would you have the thermostat? Would you make it like a really big one that two people had to move?
Probably. Yeah. But then
Like,
it'd be like who gets to decide what the temperature's at, Because like women are
we'd
like,
never
oh, it needs
fucking
to be warmer,
agree.
and men would be like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's too
Yeah,
fucking
I'm
hot in
sweating
here,
bollocks
women.
here.
What's the matter with
Yeah,
you, women? And of course, the women will get their way
yeah,
because they're women,
yeah.
and then the men will just be like, it's so fucking hot on this planet. I fucking hate it here.
We should probably leave it there then.
Yeah, yeah, probably leave it there. Hopefully, it's all about that.
Yeah,
But it was good. I'm sort of,
yeah,
I'm still invested in that show. But because
yeah.
after the third one, I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is just a bit naff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know.
but yeah, no, that fourth one's brought it back for me a bit. So I'm still excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
Next one is on Sunday or something like that.
All right, cool. All right.
So, or I could be wrong about that. I don't know, but
Yeah, it seems a weird day to put it out. Maybe Saturday.
it might be Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Anywho.
Right then.
Oh, bye then.
See you later then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.